is that? That's the problem if I keep too many things open. There is finance. So my look is they're doing too much spending because see how it's what line is it about expenditures? Expense is down here. So they were 22 million, 24 million a year ago, 22 million 2 years ago, 24 million again in 24. So they've clearly got to cut 4 million.
They have to cut somewhere.
Well, it looks like salary, so it's down to 7 million.
Oh, they cut y'all salary?
They just fired the online people, I think. They during pandemic they did cut our salary by 5%, so that sucked. Like when you're raising a family. What was it? Well, revenue was 50 million in 22, 43 million in 23. I think that's because they lost all these online people. 28 million. So it went 50 million, 43 million, 28 million.
Okay, they cut down a little bit.
But that was the revenue. So that's money coming in. Expenses were. My question is, if they did have 50 million and it only cost 22 million, and they're showing, I think this means they had a surplus of 3 million, a surplus of 14 million, and a surplus of 3. Now that's a deficit of 1.3 million. Yeah. So here's what it looked like in social work. Here's their next. That's how many students we have.
Where?
1,700. And then online, there's 1,800 online, 1,700 in person.
The budget's not very high.
Right. They went to, the budget was for 1,850. And then. So then the next piece is, here's what they're going to do. Online reduction in force, limited hiring, review of contracts, reduce expenses, reduction of temporary agency support, suspend non-mandatory travel, so we can't travel anywhere. Increase enrollment of students. I mean, people are broke, so it sounds like they're doing the opposite. We're down here, 3%. I guess then that's right. We have 100 students. If it is 3,500, I was looking
So most of this is going towards business administration.
That's all the students. So 17% of our students.
Oh, it's not a lot of students in social work.
We have 100. We're still the top programs. Look at these. These are down. These are about to go because there's like one student, two, 3, 4, 5, 6 students, if that. So I think. So we're at least, as long as you make this list, I still think that we're actually up at like 4%, but.
Yeah, they need to cut that right there where there's nobody, they need to cut that.
Yeah.
There's no point in having that.
So, business, hi. How you doing? What's going on? You guys know anybody presenting? You know anybody presenting today?
From our last project?
Right. It is kind of time to be over, but I know I'm missing a few. I can tell.
No, just because every time you see me, I be coming from
the calf.
No, I be coming all the way from the one. Oh yeah. And I walk up the stairs. Girl, I come from Anderson. I'm a little farther than you.
Really?
I'm really across the campus for real.
That is kind of funny. So yeah, you see how many people we have in social work, and then these are the programs that are less than 1% of enrollment. So that's even lower. Phys ed, jazz studies, cybersecurity, history has 2.
Middle childhood education.
Yeah.
That's a major. We have that.
I guess so.
That's a lot of things on here I didn't even know we had.
I know, right? So
I'm trying to get a B here.
Social work is still the best. Psychology is good. That's what I did in my undergraduate, but you can't do anything with it.
That's what I heard. I heard it wasn't a lot to do with psychology.
And I think we still have 2 psych majors in this class.
But if you were to double major in social work psychology, that's...
You can. Nikita would say just cut psychology and do only social work. I'm open to both. She hates both because it stresses students out.
But they mostly the same classes, though.
They're pretty close. I agree, and here's why social work is in the happy place. They want us to be like, even though we only have 3% of the students, we got top 3 in grant revenue this year. Because we got a horticulture therapy grant for Dr. Hunt. There was $600,000, and then last year we got the $400,000 grant. That was probably 2 of them.
I need a grant.
Yes.
Right.
The Dayton grant that we have. We had 0 grants the year that I became director because nobody really went after grant. It's extra work that you don't often get paid for. We get capped out at, you could get a 10 or 15% bonus. That's why a lot of people won't go after them. So even if you brought in that $500,000, we've got $1 million in 2 years we've brought in through social work. The university gets half that off the top. So that's $500,000. We're doing our part to keep it open. And then we could get a 10 or 15% raise. Dr. Hunt will hire somebody new. She can get a 10 or 15% raise. Who else? There is some money in there for like student internships with Dr. Hunt. We got to figure those out and hire you guys.
No, well, I know the UPP is one of the social work internships.
That's one, yeah.
But I know there's way more than the UPP.
We have been adding more, yes. So, then what was the other one we were showing in policy class? Have you guys seen What is a Woman yet?
No.
It's a documentary about policy. Some dude's been going around and asking everyone.
Why do you have so many times?
That's how many classes I have to teach this semester.
My head would hurt.
Well, then imagine that times 3 computers. I probably have even more on this one. There we go. Okay. Oh, never mind. Damn. Come on. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to get it together. So you guys haven't even heard of it. It's probably too new. We were talking about this in our policy class because they're trying to make policy to see if kids could go in and get the surgery under 18, but they don't even let you smoke at 18. So here it is. Tell me your thoughts.
What is a woman? Can you tell me that? Well, you're going to George. You must have some idea. Please, if one person can tell me what a woman is.
You are not here for women. We ask you to leave.
What is that?
I'm a husband. I'm a father of 4. I host a talk show. I give speeches. I write books. I like to make sense of things.
A woman is not anything in particular.
There is not one particular thing.
It could be many things to many people.
Some women have penises, right? Some men have vaginas.
I like scented candles. I've watched Sex and the City.
Yeah,
How do I know if I'm a woman?
that's a great question.
You're not a scientist. You're not a gender studies major.
No,
How do you know that you're a man?
I got something because I got a dick.
Can a man become a woman?
I'm not a woman, so I can't really answer that.
Women only know what women are.
Are you a cat?
No.
Can you tell me what a cat is?
So he went around asking people this question. He pissed a lot of people off.
That medically transition to appear like a male. I will never be a man.
So they go on the internet and they're told that all their problems will be solved if they become a man.
So you worry that there could be a sort of social contagion element to this?
A teeny tiny bit.
It got me at 42. Your child doesn't have a chance.
You're affirming it with hormones that have never been used in this way.
Puberty blockers, which are completely reversible.
One of the drugs used is Lupron, right? Which has actually been used to chemically castrate sex appeal.
You know what? I'm not sure that we should continue with this interview.
So you don't want to talk about the drugs that you give to kids, or
How can they be removing the healthy breasts of 15-year-old girls?
There are masculine girls. There are feminine boys. What are we going to do about that?
carve them up.
How can this whole thing be happening, Matt?
I wanted us to have a safe place to be able to talk about this.
Part of me wants to ask why you care so much.
I care about the truth. I care about children. I care about the women who are having their.
Did you guys see this new world record holder from the NCAA? This always gives, so, in women's swimming, she won every new record in women's sports. And I think she's like doubled her size and weight, but she looks big.
And who are having their opportunities stolen from them.
Is
And the
it
boxers too.
transphobic, to tell the truth?
The end result is South Dakota.
Excuse me,
Or fair. I just want to know what as a woman.
I'm not gonna find out.
Based on what I'm saying, would you ever want to move to America?
They say no, never.
So this is policy coming in, like kids.
We'll see when it comes out.
Kids at the age we're talking about in our current PowerPoints are able to go to a children's hospital and like, you know how they craft a penis onto them? Have you guys seen any of that stuff before? So they cut out their forearm, like from, that's why that guy showed it with his forearm, right? It was like something in there. And then they turned the skin from your forearm into a penis.
That's to appear like a male.
Yeah.
I will never be a man.
So they go on the
I
internet
don't know.
and they're told
They did
that
show
all
his
their-
arm. So
I've seen that.
okay,
I'm a biological woman.
there it is. Yep, that was it. Okay.
Transition
It was
to
quick,
appear-
so you can't. But so they also do a reverse surgery on a penis where they kind of fillet it and open it up and turn it into a vagina. But there's a lot of infections that are occurring. Like they're letting kids at the age of 12 decide this. And like, I couldn't buy cigarettes till I was 18. I still did. So I get it. And it's like, are their brains formed enough to make those permanent life decisions where you cut off your penis or you cut off your breast? So that's kind of the debate. This is the age that we're at with Ashford. I do have too many open. I think we're actually more on like 6, but that is good to know that aggression peaks at age 4 because my 4-year-old is aggressive. 2 to 3-year-olds react aggressively to parents who have set limits. So they always push up at, like, I don't want to go to bed. I don't want to eat more sugar. But sometimes even at this age, 4, 5, and 6, there's identification as a woman. How do you guys think about it? Like, there's no wrong answer. I just wanted to open up the discussion. There's no right or wrong answer. I just wondered if we're old enough to make that decision.
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know about that. I feel like that's too young. And then
Right.
When you get older, you're probably gonna like look back like, dang.
Well, the suicide goes up. There is research on the suicide going up.
And you can't go back, can you? Like,
I don't think you can sew your penis. Now, if you tied your tubes, you don't want any more kids. I heard you could untie your tubes. I heard if you get a vasectomy, you tie the vas deferens together, you can get you can tie them back together. But it does, every little cut you make in your body heightens your chance of never being able to perform.
I think that's too young. I'm like, you couldn't make that decision when you older. That's okay. Like, do what you want to do.
Right.
At 12, come on now.
I know.
You can't tell me you want to be a man.
Right. Yeah.
And then they don't even know. Like at 12, you don't even really know the ins and outs of like a different gender, like the other gender for real.
And then you're not even fully developed enough to
even
know what to do.
I know.
And
I know.
there's that a lot.
Well, and part of me wonders if that's why there is also so much upset about the election, but that's also some of the policies that they were like, yeah, I'll do everything the same as. I know.
But I heard they were counting the ballots because
they said it's like they said it was 20 million votes that went missing.
That wasn't counted.
That went missing. That was in the mail. Because when people check, like look online and stuff and see like if they stuff got received.
Yeah, because like they compare, like they said,
a lot of people here were saying that too. Like
Mm-hmm.
my friends from Detroit, they was like, they ballots did not get counted. And I was like, oh.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I need to redo because my girl.
And the Simpsons
Right.
said that she
Does
told
it
me.
exactly. Like,
So like,
the
hopefully,
Simpsons, like, never mind.
so hopefully, like they recount that she come through. I'll be happy as
Because
the
when Trump won, the Simpsons predicted that the a couple years ago. Then when coronavirus, the Simpsons predicted that, and boom, coronavirus came. I just thought my girl gonna win. She come
Right.
out.
Right. The
She is.
I've seen some of those.
What future they living in?
Right, but do you
They
think
everything?
maybe like some of these policies had anything to do with it though too? Like, because I do know the articles in the paper are that like the extremes on on either end may have set the tone so that there wasn't like some people just are like, I don't want to get behind that policy, or I don't want to get behind this. Like, could that have been it? Could that have been, because they in the news they had her at least up 10-15%. Like, nobody knew she was going to get beat. They're like, she'll win by 10 or 15 percentage points. Easy. Yeah. So there was, what else? Well, then the abortion one. If she got in, it wouldn't have changed abortion. If Trump is in, it's not going to change abortion because it's gone back to the states. It's not federal. It's gone back.
No, I want to live in Ohio.
What's that? Why? Where are you from?
Ohio.
You don't want to live in Ohio, or you do?
No.
Where do you want to move to?
Around the house.
Oh, what states? Because they're all different state by state. That's why.
But I know the state of Ohio is definitely red. Like my city is blue, but the state of Ohio is red.
That's like every state though.
Yeah.
Like the cities are always the bluest part, which is like.
I'm just not finding out how country
Your city
Ohio
red?
is.
My city was red. It didn't dirty. Like, I'm so
What city
my
is?
city, Indiana.
But
Oh,
But
okay.
Indianapolis, but
Right.
Indianapolis was blue though. Indianapolis was blue, but Indiana was red. I don't know how that works, but they must do time because I'm mad at everybody in Indiana right now.
It's always the inner city is blue and then the country is red.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I just now like figured out that Ohio is like really country. Like now that I went to like Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Like, outside of
Oh, you saw how much country you drove through.
Let me look at the thing that they were talking about. Like,
You're saying Cincinnati
We're
is.
talking about it immediately.
no, I think the natty was red.
I don't
nasty
know that.
natty.
After I've been in there, I'm just like, it's like I honestly see that a lot outside of Cleveland is very country. And I already feel like I do that because Cincinnati people got a country accent.
Yeah, they're considered Southish, which is weird, but they're considered Southish. I was told, I went to school in Lexington for a while, and somebody said I picked up a Southern accent from going to school in Lexington. I don't know. So, and it's weird. My first election I voted in was in 1996. And I usually piss off both sides because I'm a third party voter. I go libertarian. I'm a libertarian. And I usually make both sides pissed off at me. But it's hard when you see truths on either side. The economics were the ones that were worrying me. I just hope we don't have more of an economic disaster. I don't know. The way that money is printed and created and all of that. I did make a halfway point for you guys to turn in your paper.
Turn in what paper?
The final.
It's in assignments.
It is. Yep.
Okay.
So if you go, that's.
Oh yeah, it's on the syllabus.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Oh wait, no, I don't want to discard them. I save it because I put in. That's for groups. Social work is always papers. You got to learn how to write. You got to learn how to do all kinds of. When does it do? You're saying?
Yes.
The outline, the halfway point, or the full final paper. I just made it finals week. I just made that one finals week, and I didn't want y'all to hold it off until finals week, so that's why I had that halfway, like your outline.
So it's due basically Finals week is the week of the 17th, right?
Okay, right. I tried to do it like Thanksgiving-ish. It is, yep.
Oh, for the outline, and then you're gonna put the full paper on here to be due for the 22nd.
I'm even going to use these instructions again because it was 3011. There it is. How many times have I taught this class? There. I know. I don't know what that one is. Oh, I know what that is because they're saying like I am my last name and then MSW, LISW, EDD. I have 3. I've got a doctorate in education counseling. I've got a master's of social work. I have an independent licensed social work supervisor. So you got to learn the credentials. Like if you guys get your license, you'll have all that shit.
So how long is it gonna be?
It is not very long, but I know
What's
that.
not very long?
What is
Are
long?
not very long,
I know
they're
what
not
is,
very long.
but what is long to you guys?
Long is usually 1 or 2 pages.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's what your group notes. So yesterday I got my first client. Huh? No.
Oh.
Where did it say group?
Well, you said group.
Well, I teach group class right before this.
Oh, so that wasn't for us.
Right.
Okay.
Correct. I saw you guys will like this about writing though, because if you do it, I joined a new private practice. It's online instead of growth therapy. So I would see clients and they give
6
me,
to 8 pages.
yeah.
Oh my
It's about
God.
you. It's about your life.
That's worse. I can write about myself.
So if you just do like 1 page a week until
You should write a case report about my family.
it's about you and you can keep it as confidential as you want. I mean, it is going to be confidential.
But 6 to 8, I can write like a page. 6
Like,
to 8.
it's about, if we write like situations, like.
I'll show you. I'll put it up right here. We'll do final and then we'll do.
You stress me out.
No, don't stress out. This is because that is social work. Like, so remember your eco map and your genogram. It was all about you. What genetics do you have? What life experiences do you have? What makes you you? Now we're going to put it into words. We're not just going to use pictures. Those are cute assignments, but there's almost no writing in those assignments. So this class gets you guys off easy. Besides, when is finals week anyway? Is it
What's
like?
our last day?
Oh.
Is it the 6th or the 11th?
Oh, no.
I put it more like there. So here's what it looks like.
Always leave or allowed to leave on the 10th, and we leave after all the students. So it's during that week.
No, I'm leaving for Thanksgiving break, and all my finals will be online. So I'm just staying home until second semester.
So you'll write about your family of origin. Use the book. If it's all going to be, what's that?
That book we have to get for this class.
Or the PowerPoints. I mean, the PowerPoints have just as much in it.
No, I got that book. It's been sitting.
That's good. That's good. As it is a good book because you will cite theories like mainly learning theory, like how you learned, how you grew up, like how many siblings. It could be Adlerian theory, which is like if you're the middle child, you're the bad kid. You ever heard that?
Also, basically, I'm just going down my
Like what experiences made you you? So write your paper reviewing your experiences and your family's experience. Use your eco map and culturegram, which you guys have already done and turned in. So you can cite that. Paper should address significant life issues, life events you and your family experienced, the effect these events had and issues that it had on you and your family members. Issues should be addressed, including sexuality, drugs, peer pressure, body image, family dynamics, how do issues. Right. It is, yeah. And that's.
Yeah, no call CPS. Oh, I'm slow down there.
What's that?
I said no call CPS.
No, but I mean, that is like for real what makes us who we are. Like I was already troubled drinking and smoking between 8th and 9th grade. So I got many charges picked up 9th, 10th, 11th grade.
Cause like
young.
our relationship, like with our parent, like if me and a parent went through something,
Mhm.
like we can explain that and stuff.
Like detail it, like I'd get whooped, I got the belt, I got things that, like nowadays they don't consider cool. I don't think you're supposed to do that. I still will spank my kid occasionally, but they don't think you should do that.
Sometimes they do need a little.
I know. Right, right.
But since I was younger, my mom used to hit us. Like, she used to use her voice and just get louder.
That's what my wife does. Yep.
It honestly hurt.
Right.
My mama never had to hit me or nothing because I was just a good
No, I
child.
was kind of
She
like,
just raised her voice a little bit.
Right.
I was
bad. I was bad, y'all. But I didn't used to get whooped. I used to get like, I don't know, I just make us like put our hand on her hand over, she like swing the bill. Like I would always move. I would just be scared.
Right.
I was just so traumatized as a kid.
Right. Yeah, so then show how theories can be used to explain your behavior. Don't freak out. That gives you theories that literally you type these in, they'll tell you everything about psychodynamic theory. Or you could use psychosocial, social learning theory, cognitive and biological theory. Here's an example. You might want to discuss how social learning theory, you may explain involvement with certain friends. Like maybe you had friends with middle children because you were a middle child, or you were a friend with people that had older siblings because you had older siblings, something like that. And then there at the bottom of the syllabus there are references to help with everything. So, any questions? What's that?
You might shed a tear looking at my paper.
Well, and that it's like shit gets real. Like, I wasn't supposed to make it out. I went to 5 different high schools. I wasn't supposed to make it out of high school. I was like failing my first 2 years of college. I wasn't supposed to finish college. I quit drinking and got my life together. So that was a big, I had a 0.59 until I,
A GPA?
Yep.
Oh.
Sophomore year, I got a 0.59. I had to retake all those classes. I already had a 2.0, so I think I was on almost probation. That semester I got 0.59. I'm sure I got put on probation. And then after that, I had 18 hours every semester and 3.5 to 3.7 to 3.9. So the alcoholism ran my family. That's why I was able to find out about myself and my family and my life. So it's not as scary as you guys would think. It's just, it gets deep. You're right. It gets deep. Let's see here. Any questions?
No. I wonder what make a kid at like 12 think like, oh, I want to change my gender. Like, what makes you think that?
See, some of the research is pointing towards trauma. So some form of trauma, maybe they witnessed a dad pass away, a dad die, a mom, somebody, maybe they were sexually assaulted, maybe they, but there is trauma. So that is a significant theme that comes up. What's that?
I like the Law and Order.
What's it called?
Law and Order.
Law and Order, right? Yeah, like somebody that was sexually abused.
Yeah, or like, because it's like special victims, and like a child is considered a special victim. They don't even have to be abused. Like they keep like a neglecting, like they'll tell their parents that they're gay or want to transition, and then their parents want to agree with them or tell them like they can't, be a special victims case. I've been watching stuff like that.
Oh, like in California, they're starting to do that.
Yeah, I'm looking at the case. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Do they still have new episodes of Law and Order every? Okay, so it would come up with I've been watching. Right.
I've been seeing parents actually dress their sons up as girls and stuff like that. But it's even though they don't want to, like, but it's just like
because they have a certain child.
Well, have you guys? I wonder if this is even on.
Dads do that, like, not even intentionally. They'll dress their girls like little boys. That's what
what's her name? What is it? She an actor or something, and she got like all boys, but they was dressed up as girls because they got like longer hair. I was like, she got all girls, and they like in the comments like, no, them all her sons. She dressed them up in the leggings and everything, and they like really young, like probably even 12. They
They probably look roughly cross dressing.
I don't even know what's her name.
There was, if you guys are saying there was some, Cassidy said her ballot never got through either online here. Have you guys seen this? Maybe this is how they fraudulently took the election based off of this. Where is it? Do they even have a trailer? Oh, this might be a trailer. So
We
this
put
is,
together, I think, the most extensive.
this is what they accused them 4 years ago of doing.
Organization in the history of American politics.
So this movie came out after the last election. Maybe this is what they did.
Let me say it again.
The 2020 election was the most secure.
Election in American history.
Let me begin by asking a very simple question. Do we know the truth about what really happened in the 2020 election?
I think millions of Americans know something went wrong, and they have little pieces, and no one's really put it together.
I'm agnostic on this question, and I am awaiting more information. If I believe the president were a Nazi, I might steal an election.
Bold accusations require bold evidence, and they haven't seen it.
We have been working on something big.
Show me the money.
You know what I mean? I've been working with Greg Gillis. He has a deep background in election intelligence.
True the Vote has the largest store of election intelligence for the 2020 elections in the world. No one has more data than we do. We identified in Atlanta 242 mules that went to an average of 24 drop boxes. But Philadelphia alone, we've identified more than 1,100 mules.
What is a mule?
Person picking up ballots and running them to the drop boxes.
This is not grandma walking her dog. Bad background, bad reputation. They are interested in one thing, that's money.
And in no shape, in no way, in no time is that legal.
This is organized crime.
Do you have video evidence?
4 million minutes of surveillance video around the country.
So you guys think this happened this time, maybe?
What you're about to see is disturbing.
So this is 1 o'clock in the morning.
Don't we all vote at 1 o'clock in the morning?
One night, this person, this mule, went across 6 counties to 27 different drop boxes.
I call it the Mexican mafia, seriously, because they work like that.
This is jaw-dropping.
What you showed is frightening.
It's just sickening to me.
Now we come to the most important question of all. Was the magnitude of vote trafficking enough to tip the balance in the 2020 presidential election?
It's not a leap to say this would have made a difference.
They have ruined Election Day in the United States of America. That's provable. And that's enough for me to fight the left with every fiber in my body.
Without free and fair elections, we are not a democracy. We are a criminal cartel masquerading as a democracy.
2,000 mules in theaters May 20th.
You think they could have done that?
Yes. They said 20 million is missing.
Right, yeah. And then, well, if 2,000 people carried 1,000 ballots each, that's 2 million. That's 2 million.
Easily apply to be a mule.
What's that?
Can
I don't-
you easily apply to be a mule?
I don't know. That's
like,
Because how does that even work?
yeah.
What's the conversation?
And they probably got paid to like throw some away or something, or like keep some.
right,
If they could just hire anybody, I don't know.
right. Yeah. So if that happened, it's yeah. I don't know. It sounds like it is doable. Hello. How are you all doing? I don't know where you can even find that movie anymore. 2,000 Mules. Because we were saying maybe all these ballots went missing this time. Something to think about. Maybe it's always on like a banned website. You ever notice that?
Oh, yeah. Don't put a legal website on your computer.
And then
Oh, really?
make a Chief Justice, like if he don't win, it's gonna be like
It's gonna be a
bloodbath.
Yeah. He said it's gonna be a war. Yep, he literally said it's gonna be a war. He said if he didn't win, it was gonna be a war.
So imagine if she lose like everything
If
that
they
she
ever
won.
come to Dallas and that lady win, and we go to war, I'm like,
I'm gonna be fighting, okay? I don't care. I'm gonna fight with my girl. Like what?
I'm gonna fight for right here.
No.
Fight on the internet.
Absolutely.
Type it on the internet. Like,
I'm talking about my shit, like
Real bad.
like, come on.
so my first election was in 1996. So I've got 2000. I am old.
Oh, sorry.
4, 8, 12, 16, 20.
24.
I've had 8 presidential elections. To be honest, I don't like. I see it go back and forth every 8 years. Did you find your money? Yeah, for the.
No. They just want, they just. Soon as they want my money so bad, and I'm just gonna let them have it.
That is kind of a mess.
They want my money so bad.
I feel like they did so bad with this zero balance in the middle of the year. Like,
Yes, why would you be out of
Yeah.
Like,
they
That
should
is
have sent
pretty
it out over the summer.
Yeah, because the even the freshman card,
y'all
like
were not, nobody was not supposed to be able to come up on campus unless they had a zero balance starting in August.
And
They
then
didn't implement that until the middle of the semester.
I feel like they should have said that and say you can't come in spring semester, like this upcoming spring, even if they sent it out in the summer. People been working in the summer, like you could have worked in the summer or like you have all this time to figure things out. But like just putting on people, some people are like live far
That's
away
where-
Or
from
should
it.
they should at least let them come back this next semester.
And then
Do that for the next school year. That's what we're
Yeah.
trying to get them to
Because
do.
even the seniors, like,
Shit, I'm gonna graduate
Bro,
day.
no,
I was like, oh my God, I feel so bad for them. I actually feel so bad.
But
What if you get it all paid up by like the 15th of January?
yeah, I think you can then sign up for classes.
I thought it was like December 7th.
I thought they said December 13th.
I'm sure that they're going to take whomever they can. Like, we're also a business that has to stay open. So you
Yeah.
that's
sell
what
it.
I'm saying. Is it gonna be a lot of kids that can roll it? I don't think so.
That's what
Right.
She's not be here next semester.
That's what
They
I'm
saying
There's
it
so
like,
many people that's
like so many of my residents that keep welcome to the like, if I'm leaving and not coming back, like, what's my checkout process? Do I take everything? I'm like,
They about to lose a lot of money on their
Yeah, because
plan.
there's no return, like they're not about to retain nobody. Like, it's
Right.
crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like they won't really. You think they're going to implement it? I feel like
I
people
would
that-
hope not.
I feel like they.
I feel
I'm
like
like, it's too late. Like they already settled it without even saying that to us. So it's
I
like,
feel like people that have like less than 5,000 or 5,000 now, then they probably won't implement it for that.
They was, cause y'all remember it was 2,000 or like you had to be
Under
at
3,000
Yeah,
last year.
yeah.
Yeah, and now you're making it have to be at zero.
Zero.
They took that 1,000 factor out.
And I know they still say like other schools, like other universities, it is zero.
Yeah, but that's why everybody came to this one because they know that it was like a cheaper result and then we like paid off and what happened to doing that. Because they were the only ones that didn't do that. Yeah.
Right. Well, hopefully, like I said, with 8 different elections that I've even personally been through, you see that balance of power swing back and forth. And it's usually every 4 to 8 years. I guess the most we had was 12 years in a row once. So
What party?
it was Reagan in 80 and 84, and then Bush in 88.
So what party?
I think they were Republicans. I'm a third party voter, so that's why I just end up pissing everybody off.
Oh, you don't vote for Republican or
I've always been a third party voter, so everybody hates me.
what's the third party?
Well, either Libertarian or the Green Party. Those are the 2 big ones.
So, but like, do you feel like your vote is going to waste because you know those are not going to? They're not.
That's
going
what
to
everybody
win
tells
regardless.
me. That's what everybody tells me, but I feel like you've got to start somewhere.
What
Like,
email did they just send out?
uh-oh. Now you're freaking me out.
Here.
Uh-oh. Was it to...
Don't stress me out.
I don't see the email either. Somebody just said, I don't know, it's about the email.
what is the social work spotlight thing? Is it like the one they did last summer?
Oh, did you get above a 3.5 or something? Is that tonight?
That's what they said. Like,
Yeah.
why would you tell me a day before?
They don't seem very organized.
Don't seem like.
So if you guys got Dean's List, they're handing some shit out to you tonight. Is it 4 or 5? 'Cause we have our meeting
It's 5:30, I think.
downstairs.
No, bro. Wait. No, Wesley.
It is Wesley. Okay. Okay.
That's like, why would you tell people like the day before?
Right.
A quick question about the social work application.
Yeah.
I haven't printed it out, but do you want to print it out? Do you want me to hand it to you?
You can give it like if you print out and handwrite. Is that what you're asking about?
I have it printed out and it's filled out already.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, then we could scan.
Oh, okay.
Did you see the Dropbox app? That's what I was trying to get you guys to do.
Oh, no.
And then all you do is scan and it turns it into a PDF.
Oh, I already have it in a PDF on my computer.
Oh, okay. I thought you hand wrote it and then, so you typed it up.
Yeah, and then print it
out. I see what you're saying.
Oh, I still don't have a reference. You want to be my reference?
Yeah. And then you can scan that back in. So you hit scan and then watch it. It scans things.
Don't you already got that on your phone now?
Do I have it on my phone?
No, like it's on all phones, no? You can just get things.
You gotta add the free app Dropbox. They'll try to sell you shit to just get the free version. You hit, if it's 2 pages, you hit like add a page, or you just hit save, upload, and then you just email it. I love that. As a social worker, you gotta know how to use this.
Okay.
Because you'll write stuff or you'll like make something, you want a digital copy of everything you do.
It's a bunch of questions I don't know how to answer.
Well, we can help you all answer them. You guys all want help on your social work application? You can type it.
I could have printed out.
Okay. That's what she
I
did.
looked at it and said, oh, you got extras?
No, this is just, it's 8 pages.
Oh.
What?
Probably just the way
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna print it out. I'm gonna bring it back on Tuesday.
And so that's what this app is good for. So if you guys scan it, Dropbox app free, hit scan, and then
And then for the personal statement, when I put it back into because I typed it up on the doc and did the double space, it did not come back double space on here.
It's okay.
Okay.
That's okay. Ideally, I take them all off what you guys upload into here in the class, and I send them out to all of our social work teachers, and we just set up an interview.
Oh, okay.
We might even do group interviews like they did at NKU. That's how we stay accredited.
But it's due on the 15th, no?
Ideally, it should be every 15th.
November 15th. Yeah.
That's why I tried to make it a little earlier for you guys in the class so you would get it done.
But these questions are kind of, it's like classes, the course numbers are not the same.
Some of them aren't.
Oh, okay.
You can just write like to be determined. So, any other questions on?
How do I give this to you?
Oh yeah, I can fill that out.
I
Thank you.
I printed the thing, but I don't know if I can do the questions because they're not like, they're like this.
You want to handwrite them in, you're saying?
Yeah, but I don't know how I'm gonna do that.
You can do that or type it. Like some people just copy it into Word and then type it
looks
there.
funky.
I know,
It
but
does.
it works.
So you want me to do that instead?
You can. It's fine if it looks funky.
I'm gonna figure something out.
I'm gonna email this to
Meeting is tonight, so you said that's at 5.
Yeah, 5 or 5:30.
For IOC.
Huh?
Oh,
yeah, 5. See, so 5.
IOC's at 5:30.
5:30.
Okay, let's see here.
I can't email you a copy of my resume.
Oh yeah, that would be good. I can tell my eyes are going out on me. Anybody else need help on their social work application? What's the date today?
7.
Ooh, it's flying so fast.
No,
Wait, when our paper is on the 23rd?
The outline, right.
Wait, what's the difference between that?
It's just to get you all started so you don't wait till the last second.
Oh, so it's 2?
Well, you would turn in your outline this month, you turn in your final version next month. It's just to get you started. What's that?
Isn't that for you too?
I didn't think so. I thought that was like the room where you get to write your stuff about you. I've always done just that.
Oh, additional.
Because it has the space and then, oh, it does. Is that what that says at
It
the
says
bottom?
additional comments.
If you want me to put more, I can, but
Do you
it's
have to?
it's
I mean,
fine.
you're the one that
It's
graduated.
fine, right? That's why I keep it as simple as we can. We stay accredited, then you guys get a 1-year graduate school. Anybody here not going to graduate school? Is everybody going to graduate school?
Oh, I don't know. What if I don't?
You just get your license and practice. You make half of what they'll make. If you get a 1-year MSW, you double your salary.
Okay.
Isn't that crazy?
Can I use your back end?
Yeah. It is crazy though. You can wait a few years and work at $35,000, $40,000 a year, but you get your MSW, you're going to double your salary. It's worth it. Especially with the amount of money they're pumping into social work right now in the state of Ohio.
They need to. Some places are pretty great.
We provide 68% of the mental health services in the state of Ohio. 2/3. So we diagnosed this a lot, but we ended up misdiagnosing ADHD, and it was a lot of trauma. So when they got trauma in the diagnosis books in like 2010, 2011, they were looking like ADHD, but they had trauma. And when you worked on the trauma, they got better. It's the most common childhood disorder, kids 4 to 17, 11%. Persistent inattention and or hyperactivity. Most effective treatment is a combination of medication and behavior management. Autism is getting higher and higher. What do you guys think that's all about?
I don't know. I feel like we are seeing it more because we can detect it more.
Maybe.
Like we can detect it better.
Okay.
I feel like that might be a reason. Like,
have you heard some of the vaccine research people are doing?
I did hear that.
What do you think about that?
Vaccines.
Like when I was born, I only had to get 15, 18 vaccines. And then by now, that was 78 and 86. It was like 35 vaccines. Now you have to get 72 vaccines.
72?
They mix them all together. So that's usually the issue. If they give you 3 and 4 at once, your whole body fights it off and gets hot and like cooks your brain is what the theory was. What do you guys think? Is that, oh, they're going to turn off this channel now too. I'm already on a different channel, but anytime you mention it, YouTube turns it off.
I don't know.
I know I got all of them.
I don't even know what. I got my vaccines in Nigeria and just updated it when I got into school here.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I was born in Nigeria.
Yeah. Do they still make you guys get all those?
Yeah, like at school. When I was enrolling into school in the United States, like they gave me a list. I brought my vaccination record, and then they gave me a list of vaccines to still get. I think I got like at least 20.
Whoa,
Yeah.
20?
Yeah.
So what 20 would they be?
I don't even know. It was.
Did you get sick?
Not at the same time.
Okay,
Like,
you spread them out. That's the trick is to spread them out.
Because I got here like middle of 8th grade.
Yeah.
So like throughout that, almost every month, I was going to go get vaccinations. And then it stopped, and then I had to get meningitis like my senior year of high school.
Okay.
And that's all.
Okay. Oh, you guys could write what your parenting style you grew up with was in your paper too.
Oh, okay.
Permissive, authoritative, or authoritarian. You could have one of each or a combination.
I grew up with 2 different ones.
What's that?
I grew up with 2 different ones.
Which ones did you grow up with?
Like, I'm sorry, repeat them.
Authoritative is restrictive, punitive style, low in warmth. The consequences of that are like social and cognitive abilities, capabilities, average, vulnerable to stress. Authoritative is like you'll have negotiations, you'll talk about stuff with kids. It's high in warmth, like you explain why you can't drink that bottle of vodka when you're 12. That's what my parents had to do with me. Consequences are high social and cognitive capabilities, self-reliant. I had both too. I had an authoritative and authoritarian. Permissive is lax in control, may be very involved or uninvolved, neglectful. Consequences are poor social and cognitive capabilities, low self-control.
I feel like authoritarian and like it changes. And also like
different age
yeah.
in my life.
Yeah, true. I can see
and
that.
also different parents too. Like my dad and then my mom.
Okay. Did you all watch the parenting style videos last week with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like, I don't know. What's the one accent, whatever? The third one?
This one is the easier one to read. The uninvolved parents, like either they work 80 fucking hours a week or they're on drugs and pass out all the time.
No, I was sent to a boarding school when I was 10, so.
Okay, maybe they were uninvolved.
I was in a boarding school for a good 4 years.
Okay. I'm sure a lot of parents want to do that at some point in time.
But it's crazy because it's not like it's not the same way it is in America. Like you just send your kids to boarding school because they're being bad.
You still live at home?
It's just like the norm. It's not like, oh, like you were sent to boarding school because you were bad.
Do you live there though too?
Mm-hmm.
So they feed you, they make sure you shower, they make sure you eat.
Yeah, and parents visits every month.
Really?
Yeah, and then what's it called? We go home on breaks. Like we have midterm break. All the major holidays, we have those breaks, and then we have midterm breaks and stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
Like my boarding school was literally like only 30 minutes from my house.
Right. So you could like walk home almost.
Yeah, but you can't leave. You
Right.
can't leave the school.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was their way of
I don't know.
making sure you were taken care of and then they could work all the time. Yeah. Right. I get it.
I went to boarding school. My brother went to boarding school. All my friends went to boarding schools. So, yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah. Like when I came here, it's like, oh, were you a bad kid? Was that why you
Right.
went to boarding school? But no.
Usually it is because we were a bad kid. That's what would happen. Any questions about the parenting styles? Any of you guys think of what one you grew up with? I can try to make it bigger again too.
Authoritative and
I was probably the top two.
I feel like right now it's authoritarian.
Yeah.
Authoritative.
Yeah, and then now it's like authoritarian, like permissive too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like with my mom now, she just
Well, now you're adults, so they're just like, do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, definitely those little more side. Never had a type of mom. I don't know.
They might cut you off financially if.
It's gonna be me and her.
You're gonna fight it out.
Yeah. I would never fight my mom, but
yeah,
Miss
That's
Ma'am,
insane.
I have all your passwords. Don't worry.
Oh, you tell your mom that?
No.
You're like, I got all your passwords.
Oh yeah, I should remember all her passwords. She actually made me mad that I don't remember.
No, I don't know your password, please.
Cause she always break her phone, so she always need to remember her Gmails and stuff. She was like, so what's the name of my Gmail?
I don't
How
Really?
would you even know the name of the Gmail?
I would write it in the book.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Dang, that is crazy.
What type of parent are you?
I feel like I do have the mix of, I still do make rules, but I'm also like, I'm probably more of the permissive one, and then she would be authoritative and authoritarian. I might have authoritative and permissive. She might be authoritative and authoritarian. Because I do let them do well. Like my 5-year-old got 4 stitches here like 2 nights ago. She ran through the kitchen. It was wet. She slipped and her arms were wrapped in her towel. So you went, bam.
Oh, damn. I ain't never had stitches before.
I had them here,
Yeah,
here,
stitches.
all over. I got 57 on my.
57.
I flipped into a glass vase jumping on a bed.
Every time you say something, my heart just keeps dropping.
I should not be here. I should be dead, but yes. And I keloid scar. So if you've ever seen a keloid scar, it's like a fat scar that cut. It's on this left side. Boom.
Oh,
So I'm marked.
You're marked for life.
My kids are like, "What the hell is that?" So, yeah. What else is there? Oh yeah, developmental delays. So we mentioned ADD or autism. Also, that's a developmental disorder. But then, autism. Anybody else hear of the autism increase from 1 in 10,000 children in the 80s to 1 in 33 boys today? What would cause that?
Also the food.
The food? You think it's food? So not vaccines, it's food.
I mean, it might be vaccines. I'm
Or
not
both.
saying it is.
Right, I know.
I'm not
There's-
saying it's food. I said it might be.
Yeah. There is research on both. I'm sure they'll shut down this one. Did you guys know I had to do a new YouTube channel?
Oh yeah, you were sent that on Tuesday.
I did.
Cause did they ban you?
They said this time it was a copyrighted movie that I showed.
Oh.
It's
It's just.
I wrote back, it's for educational purposes only. I'm not trying to monetize my channel and shit. You don't have to watch a cartoon to get on. So, somebody in the chat in the class says, my son is autistic. He has a micro deletion. He's missing the long arm of chromosome 7.
So what causes it?
Autism?
Yeah,
That's what they're still researching.
Oh, I was gonna say, is it from a family type of thing?
It could be also genetic. Like, have you ever seen autistic boys or girls? It's usually more boys.
Oh, for real.
Yeah, it's more often boys than it is girls. I don't know why that is either, but.
And also, aren't a lot of people on the spectrum but
Mhm.
they just don't know?
There are many people on the spectrum.
So that was also my thing with saying maybe the number increased because we didn't know that these are symptoms of autism, and more people are getting diagnosed now compared to before. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that might also.
Yeah, at 18 months, you can tell if they're not giving you eye contact, they're not playing, sharing a toy, things like that. That's more than half of children with autism do not speak. So it's 45, 55. Parents are your primary social context. So with the parenting styles, authoritarian, we mentioned, authoritative, and then permissive. I don't know why on this one they skipped the last one. Parenting in low socioeconomic families. One more comment from the class. When he was born, they explained the microdeletion as a precursor for the possible ADHD, but never mentioned autism being a factor. So what do you guys think or know of parenting in low socioeconomic families?
Parenting and low social.
Like any kids you grew up with, you knew, or even okay, so they tend to be more authoritarian in their child raising practices. Probably they don't have time for the bullshit. Like you are working 9 to 5, you get home like I said, fucking eat. You know, like so you're kind of just right. Like you don't have time for the bullshit. You're like authoritative.
Isn't that the low and one and then I'm not sure.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
Authoritarian.
No, I meant authoritarian.
Okay.
I just said no.
So they're saying it does make lower income parents less. Oh, does this make low income parents desirable or effective? Because with money you can buy a boarding school. With money you can buy a nanny. With money you can buy somebody else to put up with their bullshit.
Right.
Probably.
You won't be as like you won't have to take your end right on them because you won't be going through as much.
Right, as you like kind of share the burden. Even right now, I got to pay for preschool. That shit ain't cheap. I have to put away $3,000 a year into. It's tax free, which is great, but I put away $3,000 for both Isabel and James.
For their school.
For their fucking school, because preschool isn't paid for by the government. You gotta.
What?
They have some, like you go to the YMCA, but they're not always the best programs. If that makes any sense. Like they might not have teaching licenses. What's that? Who's protesting?
What's protesting?
The 2,000 mules?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
What are they protesting?
SGA does not have no why they no process
What are they?
I'm like, didn't they plan it and then they just stop talking about it?
Like this one, the peaceful protest in front of the ward.
The one is there, y'all talk.
Oh, that dude that everybody was fighting last week?
Oh no.
Nah, they protest about that.
Oh, right. No, like you guys should do some freaking activism about that. That is.
They was trying to. It was supposed to be today, and I was like,
It was supposed to be today.
I was like, SGA don't have no involvement with that. Like, if they protest today, y'all cannot make them still live. Like, we're meeting with the president and stuff, like trying to figure something out. Like, we're getting on more scholarship opportunities and everything right now, like rush scholarship. And people are like, yeah, we're gonna protest because he's not doing anything. He's trying his best. Like, he just came from under a crooked president.
Wait, who are you talking about?
Cootie.
You don't want to the
Oh, we wasn't that like. I have like 12 million, and then now it's at 6 million. Yeah, because I don't think I know they were not watching their money. And apparently we lost like funding from something, and the money was already I don't know.
They already spent it.
Yeah, they already spent it.
What was they putting it on? I haven't seen nothing change.
It was before we got here.
Oh,
right.
They just did the buildings.
Like they were supposed to get money, so they added that to their budget, and it was already spending money before they got it. Why would you spend money before you get it?
Right. Well, it's like using a credit card. Okay, here's one last question from the student. My wife keeps making stinky ramen noodles and it stinks up the entire house until I'm on the verge of dry heaving. What are some possible interventions I can use with her?
Maybe talk to her.
Talk to her. Just talk to her. Make some new food.
Tell her, oh yeah, communicate.
Communicate. You want the question again?
Yeah.
It says, my wife keeps making stinky ramen noodles and it stinks up the entire house until I'm on the verge of dry heaving. What are some possible interventions I can use with her?
Because right now is when you're struggling.
So make more money.
Get some money, go work a third job or a fourth job. Yeah.
That's all y'all got in the house.
Take her out to eat.
Right, take her out to eat.
Maybe they're parenting in low socioeconomic stratus families or status.
Invest in air purifiers.
Air purifiers. Some food you can't get rid of the smell. Like when you fry onions, that never comes out of your shirts. Like it's bad.
Or
So-
leave the house when she's cooking. Well, I guess you have to come down.
I get shit cooking the Jarlsberg cheese and my eggs. And my wife, when she was pregnant, she refused to let me cook that until she was done.
Cause she was pregnant.
So I would try to wake up real early before she even got up and start
It's still
cooking
cooking?
this. Yes.
Oh my God,
I turn on the fans and shit, and like light a candle.
Okay.
But you cook onions, it always stinks.
My aunt could not cook. She cooks all the time, but when she was pregnant, everything made her nauseous.
Even coffee,
That's what
I
I'm
guess.
saying. Me and the girl is hard because even when I'm just on my period, I feel
Like,
nauseous from certain
yeah, then I
foods.
can't eat. Like,
Yes.
Right.
I don't eat. I don't eat.
I don't
I
eat the
like,
And then when I do eat, I always feel like I throw up. Like, I can't do nothing. I'm like,
so that's how I know it's gonna be bad when I get pregnant. I'm so scared of that.
Yeah.
so let me sell it for your, advice.
Do they let you guys go to this third annual professional education and music conference? It's on Thursday, the 14th. Sponsored by the Deans of Montgomery County. I wonder, Dean Cootie, then Dean Drakeford,
Dean Cootie.
Dr. Hunt, then you get a break. They all talk a half an hour. Dr. Griffin, Dr. Mortanius Johnson, Katie Fuller from Huber Heights, and then student leadership panel. Parenting in non-traditional families. So children raised by same-sex parents show no psychological or adjustment differences from children raised in traditional families. I wonder if they have a lot of research on that. The critical difference is they have less support from extended family members and they experience greater stress. And it impacts the child as they have the quality of the parent-child relationship or the relationship between the two parents. If your parents are fighting all the time, that can be stressful. What is the camera? I don't know. I'm going to skip it. So here is kind of a circular thing. So when you're parenting, be consistent in the approaches you use with your children. Use established routines with your children, meals, play, and sleep times. Set clear limits. Be physically active and try to eat healthy because it's tough nowadays. America's food is like different. Be attentive to your children and respond to their needs. Spend time talking and listening to your kids. Learn, or they learn, reading to your children, counting with them. And then playing with them and encouraging them to play. That's their brain development. Playing is important. I know that sounds weird, but if they don't play, they're crazy.
Yeah, they need to interact with other children.
They do. Yeah, you're right. So homeschooling is cute, but unoccupied play. So that is when they're unengaged with other children, no clear play behavior. They could also have solitary play. That's playing with the same room, but on their own, toy that is different, and they have no interest in others. That's from like 2 to 3 years. That's kind of what my 22-month-old does. And then onlooker play. These were all written up almost 100 years ago, but like interested in others, but the play they don't join. They may have a conversation, but they don't join in. Parallel play, they play independently. And then activity, independently playing on a similar activity as others choose, but does not play with others. They might mimic the actions. My 2-year-old does that right now and pisses off my 3-year-old. And he says, "Stop saying what I say," and they'll like fight. And I'm like, dude, he's learning from you. He's learning how to talk. Like, calm down. And I'll have to like tell him to take deep breaths.
It's horrible when one is bratty and the little one is trying to copy the bratty one.
Yeah, that too.
Like,
Yeah.
I'll just go
Right. The last two are associative play. What's that?
Oh, sorry.
Your protest?
No, that's me. Feel we're a bunch of dummies.
What are they doing?
She's saying it's supposed to be a joint post between the men that she had taken all the class cabinets. And she was like, I told her to delete it and I'll post it and collab everybody. She said, what's the reason it can't be on multiple pages? every time it's a post with the class cabinets, everybody is tagged. Like we do tags with the CSU main page, we do tags with World Court. What do you mean everybody can't be tagged? Just let me do it. Like do you y'all can sit there all day and don't know how to post it.
Yeah. All right, last play is cooperative play. It's goal directed play, can't have roles, like playing house. I have noticed my 3 and 4-year-old doing shit like that. Like they roll the bus together. They put on a blanket together and they make up some weird shit. I don't know where they come up with it. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, I'm not going to stop that. Sometimes my wife will get annoyed, like, we got to go to bed. I'm like, just let them finish up.
Isn't that a red flag if your kids are not imaginative?
Probably. I mean, you do, yeah, like maybe they were traumatized, so like their brain is shut down. So you want to look out for that. 1 million children were victims of maltreatment 24 years ago, so that's 12 out of 1,000. 52% of boys and 48% of girls. 2/3 of the perpetrators were parents. I know we'll finish this Tuesday, but there's sexual abuse, psychological abuse, neglect is the biggest. Like not feeding them and stuff. So we'll finish this Tuesday, but that's the stuff we got. I know we're at 1:45.
Yeah, I got a question.
Yeah.
I be seeing a lot of cases to where it be like about a kid not getting taken care of, to where they not getting like fed or whatever, and say like they gotta report it to their social worker, but their social worker didn't do nothing. Is it their social worker that's the problem, or is it the person that they're reporting back to?
Their supervisor, you mean?
Yeah.
I mean, if they have good and clear communication and the social worker saw it or missed it we have a duty to report. So there are ways that could be held accountable if you do child welfare, to be held accountable so that like you would do your job. Is if you don't want to be set up in nose, you don't do a child welfare job. But like that's what you're there to look out for. So they would probably say you would be held accountable. It's a tough job. That's probably why less people do it. What's that? Oh, I need a piece of paper. I know. You can sign on the YouTube channel, like the one I just filmed, the new one that I put out in announcements, if that's okay. Yeah, unless if you have paper now. I'm sorry, I don't have paper. You can sign on the YouTube. Bye. Bye. Good luck with your protest.
No, don't say that.
It might need to happen, right? I get it.